everyone. Welcome to Surparts Online and welcome to my students in programming. So today you can see there, this is our covered court. I'm here in our covered court on stage in order for me to make a video for flowcharting. So I hope you can learn about flowcharting, because flowcharting is very important for you to make computer programs. So let's enjoy my presentation. Okay. Okay, so flowcharts are very important. These are our flowchart symbols, which are very important in making in our programs. So this is our guide. This is our blueprint. The flowchart is our blueprint in making our computer program. So I'm going to introduce to you the different symbols for flowchart. Let's start with this one. This one is the terminal. The terminal can be used for your start and the end of your program. So normally, you're going to start your flowchart with the terminal. So we have here, we're going to put our terminal. Okay. Then after that, I'm going to introduce you now to this one. This is a flow line. So this flow line, this arrow symbol is very important because this will direct you to the next symbol. So we are going to attach that here. I'm going to move it here. That is our terminal, the start. Then we have our, what do you call this one? Okay, that's correct. That's a flow line. Okay, after that is we have this another symbol, this one. This is used for, this is called initialization. Okay, so this is used for, this is very important to make your variables, and you're going to give values for your variables. Let's say, for example, you're going to create a variable pi, which is equivalent to 3.1456 something, and that's it. That is your initialization. So we have the start symbol, then the arrow, which is the flow line. So this will lead to our next symbol, which is the initialization, wherein you're going to write here all your variables and its corresponding values. Okay, then after that, we need again another, this one, another flow line. Okay, so it will direct now to our next step. So next to that is, we're going to introduce to you this symbol. This symbol is input output. So if you can see here, let's say, for example, if we compute two numbers, we're going to add two numbers. So we need to accept the first number. So we will use this one, okay, as our accept. We are going to accept a number. So let's say, for example, for adding two numbers here, we're going to declare variables first num equals 0, second num equals 0, then total equals 0. You can write it here in the initialization. Then after that, you're going to accept the first number. So accept the first number, then you need another, this one, another flow line. Then you need to accept another, the second number. So this one, we use this as our input. So we have now as our input, and then after that, we need another flow line, an arrow, and then after that, we're going to use this one, rectangular, in which this called process. So you can have here total equals first num plus second num. So this is now the processing. This is very important. You can now have your computation, your process here. And after that, we need to have another flow line. So we have the flow line, And next to that is we are going to display. We're going to display the result. So the symbol for input is similar to the output. So we're going to display now the sum of the total of the two numbers. And after that, you need a arrow and another terminal in which this is the end. So this is now the complete flowchart of your program. As you can see here, let's review. What do you call this one? Terminal symbol. This is the start. Okay, that's correct. Okay, how about this one? What is this? This is yes, that's correct, a flow line. This one, what is this? Okay, that's correct. This is initialization, used for declaring variables and giving values. Like you have first num equals 0, second num equals 0, sum equals 0. Then we have another, what's this? Yes, you're right, that's a flow line. Then we have this one. This is an input-output symbol. In this case, this is an input because we're going to accept first number. So, accept first number. Then we have another flow line. Then, we have the second input, which is accept our second number. Then, we have this flow line again. Then we have the processing. The processing is used for computation. So you can have here a sum equals first num plus second num. Then you have this flow line, and we are going to display the output. We are going to print our output here and display the sum. And then we have another flow line, and lastly we have the terminal, which is the end or stop. So you can use there. So that is now our whole this is our whole flowchart diagram of adding two numbers. And also I'm going to introduce you to our another symbols. You have this symbol, this one, okay, and also this symbol. We have this symbol. So we have there these two symbols. This is the on-page connector, and this is the off-page connector. So you will use the on-page connector. Let's say you're writing on a paper, and then you have no space, so you're going to write at the side of the paper. So you will use this one, on-page connector. So you will need two on-page connector. The last one for the end. Let's say for example, you're going to put it here. Okay, for example here, this is your piece of paper, so you're going to write that as letter A. And then here on your other paper, on the same paper, okay, on the same paper, this is the same paper. On the same paper, you're going to have that. Okay, on the same paper, you're going to have this one. So this is now the on-page connector. So it connects. So if you label here as letter A, if you label letter A here, you should also label this as letter A, like that, letter A. Okay, so if you put letter B here, so you write here letter B. Okay, so that is for on-page connector. So we have here another, which is called the off-page connector. Let's say for example, the paper you already done in one page. This is one paper, and you add this one. You add this symbol. This is the off-page connector, and here you can, on the next paper, same thing. You're going to write here letter A. Then here you will also write here letter A. So this one is on another sheet of paper. So this is called an off-page connector. Okay, so we have the on-page connector, which is a symbol for this one. This is the on-page connector. And we have the off-page connector. So those are our basic symbols for flowchart, and flowchart are very important in making your programs because that is your blueprint. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you learned something about a flowchart, and I want you to create your own flowcharts. I hope you could also create like this, and later on I'm going to also discuss to you how to write a flowchart using a paper. So let's say, for example, let's try. Okay, I hope you learned from that tutorial. So let's try to have a paper for your flowcharts. Okay, so I'm going to write. You're going to start here. Okay, let's say, for example, I'm going to write here. Okay, you see that? Okay, so what is this? This is now the terminal, the start. So I'm going to write here. Okay, start. Okay, the next to that, I'm going to write a, what's that? Yes, that's a flow line. After that, I'm going to write my initialization. Okay, so that is my initialization. I'm going to write here int first num equals 0, int second num equals 0, then int sum equals 0. So this is now my initializations. I have 3 variables. Then I need to have here another what you call this one, flow line. Okay, that's correct. Then I'm going to write an input output symbol. So this is an input, so I'm going to accept this one, int first num. Okay, then after that another flow line, then another accept int second num. Then after this we have the, okay, take note, rectangular processing. So we have int sum. Okay, int sum equals int first number plus int second number, num. Okay, sorry, it's num only. Okay, int sum equals int first num plus int second num. Okay, then after that I'm going to write now I'm going to display int sum. Okay, then lastly I'm going to write here stop. Okay, so this is now the flowchart and of adding two numbers. Okay, so this will be now your guide in making your program. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you learned how to make a flowchart, and I want you to create a flowchart for subtraction. You make a program that accepts two numbers and subtract, and compute for the difference. Okay, so thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you like it. I hope you learned something today about flowcharting. Always remember, learning is lifetime. Goodbye.